Hello everyone, it's time for the OCG Times new cards. Right at ya, it's Empire Ian to react to them. Corrupted Ritual Records is our first one up, coming at us from Korai. Everything in this one is Korai. We got a bunch of stuff going on this time around, but first up, Corrupted Ritual Records. A normal spell card. You'll use the first and second deck this card must return, reveal a ritual spell in your hand or deck, and add a monster that mentions it from your deck to your hand. 1,000,000 years Habakiri. There is a ritual spell that mentions Habakiri. So this is like an alternative to prep or pre-prep, whichever one. Seems all right. Seems pretty good. I think this might be interesting in some other ritual decks too. It's just like it's hard to think about any ritual deck except for I almost call it Snake Eyes. I think what it is. Mitsurugi these days. If a face-up ritual monster you control leaves the field by card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you now control no face-up non-ritual monsters. Add this card to your hand. Yeah, okay. It's like a decent one. It recurs itself. Adds a ritual monster. But like, yeah, I think for decks that aren't exactly Mitsurugi, there are probably better options. And Mitsurugi probably has better options too. It's just that like, with Mitsurugi specifically, the ritual monster does so much on its own that getting just that to hand is actually really impactful. All right, next up, we've got a new pot. That's right, folks. Pot's back. We got a new pot. They've legalized pot in the OCG again. I hate this one. I really don't like the way this one looks. I despise this one. Holy shit, I don't like it at all. Pot of Procrastination, also my arch nemesis. Okay, a normal spell card. You can only you cannot activate Pot of Procrastination for the rest of this turn after this card resolves. So you can't activate multiple in one turn. Also draw cards equal to the number of cards your opponent controls. Then if you drew 2 or more, place the same number -1 from your hand on the bottom of the deck in any order. So the idea is the card is drawing cards equal to the number of cards your opponent controls. So it only works if your opponent already has stuff on board. It's not even necessarily like a turn 2 card. It also, could be your opponent's doing some turn 0 plays. You're going to draw cards from it, punishing them a little bit for that. But much like the Charmies, this one puts back the cards after the fact. But of course, much like the Charmies, that means you get to sculpt your hand the way you want to a certain degree. It does do it -1, so it's always replacing itself at the very least. So it goes neutral on card advantage, pure card advantage, I should say. But you're getting the opportunity to sculpt your hand. It seems like a decent card. I wouldn't even call it mid. I think it's better than mid. I just don't know where its place is, because I think the big thing about Pot of Procrastination is that it's not a hand trap, right? It can be hand traps eventually, but it's not a hand trap yet. And for a card that doesn't net you actual card advantage, like Pot of Greed, that's a little bit of a rough sell. The card sculpting is nice. I think this is a solid sideboard card. If you know you're going first, this might be something you're willing to, or it's first or second, I guess. If you know your opponent is on a turn 0 play deck and you're going first, it seems like a good card to put in. If you're going second, though, like, I don't know. Do you play this? Or do you play Charmies, right? That could be used on the opponent's turn and then get you cards and, incentivizes them to stop playing. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm not playing it, though, because it looks ugly as fuck. And also it's probably going to be $10,000. I don't like it. All right, next up. We've got the headliner for this one, Melffy. That's right, folks. It's time for Melffy. That little video that they made wasn't just random like I thought it was. It's actually advertising the fact that they was teasing the fact they were going to make new Melffy cards. All right, new Melffys. We got Melffy rabbies, plural. That's the ones you see dancing in the video. Melffy Rabbies, plural. A level 2 Earth Beast Tuner effect monster, 300 attack, 100 defense. You can only use one of the first and second effects of this card name once per turn, and only once that turn. Per turn, and only once that turn. Okay, so you got 2 effects here, only use one of them. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you special summon this card from your hand, then you can fusion summon a Melffy monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. That is interesting. It's a tuner, but it has a fusion effect stapled to it, so it can do both synchros and fusion effects. But the fusion effect only happens if you're using the effect to special summon itself, which only can be triggered in response to an opponent normal or special summoning a monster. But it is a turn 0 play. It is a turn 0 play, you can't deny that. That's pretty good. It's pretty nice. It does have to be, you have to have a Melffy monster in your hand to use the material. I actually don't know what the materials of this thing are. Melffy monster and a beast monster. Okay, so there we go. That's what you have to have. You have to have a beast monster somewhere in your hand, but, you know, I imagine you probably will. You just have it. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add a Melffy monster in your deck to your hand. If it's a normal monster, you can special summon any beast monsters from your hand. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, fuck. They said, oh, fuck, you're going to play Melffy. You're going to play the Melffy Rabby. You're playing the original Melffy Rabby now. Add Melffy Rabby to your hand, and then you get to just fucking summon as many beast monsters in your hand as possible. Fuck, that's really funny. That's really funny. You're at least summoning one monster, which is pretty nice. And then you could also summon way more. Very cool. This card is really cool, actually. Okay, here's the fusion monster. It's a 4, as you might expect, because it's, you know, 2 2s. I like that they're keeping with this theme of, like, you're getting, because that's how the synchro monster works, because that's how synchros work. But, like, with the fusion monster, they could have gone with any number. I like that they went with just 2 times 2, right? Excited Melffys is what it's called. Hell yeah! Look, they're like getting excited about what they're gonna be doing. Level 4 Earth Beast Fusion effect monster, 0 attack, 2500 defense. Melffy monster and a beast monster. You'll use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can target an equal number of Melffy cards you control, and cards your opponent controls, return them to the hand, which could include this fusion monster, so you can use it again. That's fun. In fact, it probably will be including that if you're using this as a turn 0 play. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster, or this card is targeted for an attack, you can target one beast monster in your graveyard, decrease this card's level by 2, and if you do, special summon that monster. Okay, so, like, as a turn 0 play, this is a bounce to the hand. You use the effect of Melffy Rabbies to summon itself out, fusion summon the excited Melffys. I don't think any of the... well, why would they? Why would any of the Melffys have an effect where if they're used as fusion material, they can return to the field or anything? I don't think any of them do. I imagine, I guess you could use the other Melffy effects to summon themselves, because like a lot of Melffys have effects that let them summon quick effect speed. I don't know if any of them can do it turn 0. I actually don't remember how Melffys work very well. Melffy. By the way, did you know that all Melffys are elf monsters? So if they ever print that elf searcher, you could search any Melffy card. Yeah, these ones are the ones that return themselves to the hand. This one says if a beast monster returns to the hand, you can special summon this card for your hand, which would be actually really cool if you're returning the fusion monster. Ooh, actually, since it doesn't actually return to the hand, I don't know if that counts for Penny. Because it's returning to the hand, but it's actually returning to the extra deck, right? Return to the hand. Return to the hand. Yeah, and the rest of them like summon during the end phase, and then get to the... what they do is they summon during the end phase, and then they return to the hand. So yeah, I think this is the only one that can turn 0 play, and it looks like I don't think any of the other ones are able to get to the field. It looks like. So unless we have another way to do that, although like I said, if we have a way to make if the thing triggers the penny, Is a fusion returning to the extra deck because it's technically a return to the hidden effect? I don't think it will, but if it does trigger the penny, that'd be funny. You could get the penny to the field, but it doesn't really help our situation here necessarily. So what we get is one return in the hand, which is I think a perfectly reasonable place for a turn 0 play to be. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's the perfect place for a turn 0 play to be. Just one bounce to the hand. I hate the fact that K9 has a fucking turn 0 negate. It's so annoying. And then, but like if you don't return it to the hand, like if you don't need to use the fusion effect for whatever reason, or you're using it, you're fusing this effect, you're fusing this monster on a later turn or something, you can keep it on the field as like an end board piece, and then when the opponent's normal special summons a monster or targets this card for an attack, you can target a beast monster in the graveyard and bring it back to the field and then like, use its effect, potentially. Oh, and by decreasing its level by 2, it means you can synchro summon with it or use it as Ixie's material. That's really cool. All right, Melffy God Mommy. What the fuck? Melffy God Mommy. A rank 2 Earth Beast Ixie's effect monster, 0 attack, 2000 defense, 3+ level 2 beast monsters. Once per turn, you can Ixie summon Melffy God Mommy by using Melffy Mommy you control, transfers materials. Oh, you can just slap this on top of Melffy Mommy. Okay. Damn, dude. If this card has special summon, you can add a Melffy spell trap for your deck or graveyard to your hand. Pretty nice. Gains attack equal to the combined attack and defense of all Melffy monsters attached to it. Okay. You can detach 5 materials from this card. Return all cards your opponent controls to the hand. Do we have a way to add materials to this card? What the fuck? Okay. Melffy Statues game. They're like making... Oh, they're pretending to be statues. That's what it is. Red light, green light. Yeah. Normal spell card. You cannot touch them the turn you activate this card except for Melffy monsters. You can only use second effect this card's name once per turn. That's a sign this is going to be an insane card. Add up to 4 Melffy monsters with different names for your deck to your hand. Then it becomes the end phase of this turn. But again, like I said earlier, all the Melffys summon themselves in the end phase. Or at least a lot of the Melffys do. What the fuck? You banish this card from your graveyard, then target 2 Melffy cards in your graveyard, except Melffy Statues game, add one of them to your hand if you place the other on the bottom of the deck. What the fuck? This card is fucking insane. This card... The first effect isn't a hard once per turn. If you have 2... Okay, well, it becomes the end phase, though. That's okay. Woo! Brain getting away from my brain. Mouth getting away from my brain there. This is still fucking insane though. Like I said, so like you can, this doesn't say you have to start your turn with this. You can do whatever the fuck you want and then say, okay, I'm about to end my turn anyways. Let me add 4 Melffy monsters from different names from my deck to my hand, and then it becomes the end phase, and in the end phase I get to summon fucking as many Melffys as I fucking want. And then you get recursion on the back end. Wow. I think this is the future effect though, where it's like branded fusion. It can see into the past and see that you've summoned a non-Melffy monster. So you have to play Melffys only. But the Melffys can summon non-Melffy shit from the deck on the opponent's turn. So you can get out the Calantosa on the opponent's turn, right? And we also have a trap card. That's a fucking insane card. I also have a trap card, Exciting Melffy Time. That does look like an exciting Melffy time. Normal trap card. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. Target a Melffy monster in your field or graveyard, return it to the hand. Then you can fusion summon 1 beast monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. So this is another way to fusion summon out the monster. And this one could theoretically be like more how do I want to put this? Versatile than the other one where it has to be in response to opponent summoning something. So this one is a little more versatile and also gets a material like from the grave to the hand so you can use it as a material, right? Save a little card advantage. If you control a Melffy Ixies monster, you can manage to carve from your graveyard. Your Melffy monster, special summon for the extra deck, are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects this turn. And there's no restriction saying you can't use both effects in the same turn. Damn. So this protects your Ixies and your Fusion from activated effects. These cards are really fucking pushed. The Melffy cards I feel like were already pretty strong. It's just they're hard to wield. I think these make them significantly stronger, not necessarily easier to play. I could see them being relevant. And especially in Genesis format if they don't see too many points. Melffy could have a fucking renaissance in Genesis. How is Melffy pointed in Genesis? I don't actually know. I've never actually looked at building Melffy in Genesis. That seems like it would be a decently powerful deck in Genesis, right? Like it misses out the extra monster zone. I think that's the biggest thing is it misses because they take up so many monster zones. But other than that, I don't know. I'm interested in this deck for sure. Well, I'm not interested in this deck. This deck looks boring as hell to play, or it's so complicated. I would get tired of it very quickly. I think it'd be like Tearlaments to me. I think I like the idea, the concept of Tearlaments, but fuck, dude, the brain power required for Tear Mirrors. I have it, but it wears me the fuck out. It makes me so tired. Damn though, I'm really impressed with these. I'm very impressed by these powerful cards. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for me on this one. We'll be looking at the rest of the OCG times in the next video featuring the S-Force. So keep an eye out for that one. Let me know what you think of these down below, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites and find my other YouTube channels and Twitch channel by checking out my website in the description below for all those links. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Beastsman, Beelzis, Fleakill, Fire Mizumi, Golden Nova, Haru Hayes, Squish, and the almighty Ferret Lord. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful, whatever time it is for you. Bye!